getting a little violent in here, don't you? What's up, RDU? Raised a ton of money for an amazing cause. Let's hear it one more time for Accountants 1 and Junior Achievement, please. The crippling blindness of being up here, I can see you guys are a pretty attractive crowd. Yeah. It's sexy out there. A lot more attractive than my usual crowd, which are the late night attendees at the Burger King behind my house when I forget to close the curtains at night. Many of you already know my last name is Stiff. Awesome last name. For those of you that don't know that, we need to work on your listening skills because Kevin literally just said it. Just said it. Now with a last name like Stiff, I know what you're all thinking. Believe me, I'm thinking about it too. But I'm not at all boring. Just kidding. That wasn't a joke. Growing up with a last name like Stiff as a girl was really hard. But you know, it did have a lot of benefits. It allowed me to realize when a relationship just wasn't going to work out. Like, I was in 10th grade and I got asked to the high school dance by a guy named Pete Flaccid. Intuitively, I had to say no. I mean, don't get me wrong. He was a super nice guy. Like, I still remember the time he invited me over for milkshakes, and his mom put 2 crazy straws in our shakes, and I said, sorry, Miss Flaccid, do you mind if I have a regular straw? And she leaned in really close to me, and she said, oh, Marissa, we don't use regular straws in this house. It makes Pete uncomfortable. You know what makes me uncomfortable? Having to wait 10 years to finish a milkshake. Alright. That's enough of last name jokes. I'm getting a little soft anyways. Any dog lovers in the house tonight? Any dog lovers that like to say things like, my dog is my baby, or my dog is my child? Yeah, see? Alright, good. We're going to talk about your kind for a little bit. Last I checked, it was frowned upon to encourage your children to defecate in your neighborhood. And DSS loves hearing about those of you that feed your children out of metal bowls on the floor before shoving them into a metal crate for 8 hours while you go to work. But you know, on the bright side, I think I got this whole parenting thing down. I got it. Now, speaking of parenting, my friends are all having babies now. That's gross. We can all agree babies and puppies are the worst. But no, I'm kidding. I really do. I love my girlfriends. I really do. I'm sure you feel the same. But girlfriends are liars. Do you know about this, ladies? Back me up. Your girlfriends are all liars. You know about this. You know. Like a group of guys doesn't get together and one guy has a piece of sandwich on his face and no one says anything about it. Like somebody's going to pipe up and be like, hey, Ryan, you need a bib, bro? You got a sandwich on your face. Stupid idiot. Like somebody's going to say something. Meanwhile, a group of girls gets together, you can have cousin It living on your neck, and nobody would say a word. It's like, why is that? Why are girls like that? I'll tell you, because girls secretly always want to one-up each other, right? Like, it doesn't matter how close you are, it doesn't matter how long you've been friends. Like, your girlfriends will lie to your face if it makes them look better. I promise you. So, a couple of weeks ago, me and some friends were getting ready, trying to go out downtown, have a good time. My friend comes in, she goes, Marissa, you look really pretty tonight. You look like Charlotte from Sex and the City. Thank you. That's a really nice compliment. I can appreciate that. My other friend chimes in, she goes, I don't know, like with that outfit that you have going on, you kind of look more like a Miranda. What? Miranda? Nobody wants to be called Miranda. No one. It's okay. You look like it's that girl off the Kardashians. What's her name? Oh, Caitlyn Jenner. Speaking of queens, I met Clay Aiken not that long ago. Have any of you ever met a celebrity you were really disappointed to meet? That's okay, you can meet me after the show. I'll be around. But no, I was at the dinner, nice little place downtown, kind of fancy. And Clay Aiken walks in wearing, I kid you not, a bedazzled jean jacket with the words fierce embroidered in hot pink letters right here, right across the back. And you know, to be honest with you, the whole reason I was really disappointed that night was because I was wearing the same. I was wearing it better than I was. You know, but since we're on the topic of things that God loves, I'd like to take a moment and talk about my personal struggle with addiction. It's not funny. I've been battling this now for the past 3 or 4 years, and while it's not something I really like to talk about, for the few friends and family I've shared it with, they've been really supportive, and I can honestly say I am working my program one day at a time. Can I get an amen? Amen. But you know what they say, 2 steps forward, 1 step back. And I'm so ashamed. The other weekend, I walked into a Macy's and I saw this really greasy, sketchy looking guy in the corner. And I knew right when I walked in, that's my dude. So I walked over to his name was Rick. I said, hey man, I'm really struggling right now and I could just use anything. I mean, I really need something. Can you hook me up? And Rick says, yeah, baby girl, I got what you need. Whenever you're done. I said, Rick, I really need an 8.5 in those Jimmy Choos over there. And just like that, I relapsed. Addiction is so hard. Speaking of struggles, I've actually had a really, really rough year. I've lost 3 family members in the past 8 months. And I just keep kicking myself because I keep thinking, if I just would have warned them to not all go on that Syrian cruise. Maybe some of them would still be here. Maybe if I had prayed a little bit more, or, you know, I'm not the most religious person, I'll just come out and say it. Like, I grew up in a super religious family, Southern Baptist to be exact. And it's always Southern, always. But I think part of what made me cynical growing up is that everything fun was a sin, right? So like take nail polish, for instance. Nail polish was the devil until I was about 9 years old, and my mother decided she liked the way it looked, and voila, just like that, nail polish isn't a sin anymore. I found out adultery wasn't a sin anymore when I walked in on my dad and his secretary at 16. Out, my mom's best friend was a liar too.